Hi, it's been a while. For those that don't know me, I'm Sarah. I'm a hospital pharmacist, and I've been making a lot of pharmacy content for the past couple years. Uh, Lately, this year, I kind of slowed down and I had a break. So, this video is just to give you guys a life update, give you a reason why there hasn't been some videos. A lot's been going on. I guess let's break it down. Um, Essentially, there's three main stressors that's causing kind of a break in my videos, but I'm trying to get back into it. So let's say there's work, life, and health. And unfortunately, all three has been very stressful. So for work, I'm a hospital pharmacist and life happens and my department is going through a lot of changes. There's a lot of maternity paternity leave, which is really exciting. We're a little short now that our team is going to be down a couple people. So I am in the process of being trained for a really difficult shift that I haven't covered before, and it's been a huge learning experience. I've been training and it's been a lot and just trying to learn as much as I can. Also, with life, I just recently got married, so very exciting. I with wedding stress, it was very stressful the month of. I mean, leading up to it, I was having fun, doing my DIYs, all that. And then the month of hit, and I was just so stressed out of my mind. I'm a very anxious person, very type A, very organized, OCD. So I was just so stressed. I felt like I was behind on a lot of things. But that leads to health. So unfortunately, a week before my wedding, the girl went to the ER. I had a lot of, upper abdominal pain, and normally it's been periodic throughout the years. I thought it was just GERD or something, GI indigestion, who knows? But it did not go away for 2 days, and it radiated towards my back, and it just got so painful. I was getting nauseous and getting chest pains in the middle of the night. So literally at 2 a.m., I had my then fiance, current husband, drive me to the ER because I just couldn't stand the pain. And to my surprise, they found a gigantic cyst on the tail end of my pancreas. Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. We had the wedding. Then I had my urgent doctor's appointment with oncology surgery. Scary. And they essentially told me not only are they going to remove part of my pancreas, they want to remove my entire spleen and my entire gallbladder.
Say what?
Yeah, this was devastating news. Um, so okay, let's backtrack. Why my spleen? So essentially, I'll try to explain as much as I can. So the cyst is so large, it's on the tail end of my pancreas, which, is obstructing blood flow to the splenic artery that brings blood to the spleen. So essentially, that tissue over there was dying, and the spleen wasn't getting as much blood flow. So, and essentially, since the spleen isn't even an essential organ, it's going to be collateral damage to the removal of the cysts on my pancreas. What really sucks about not having a spleen is that I'll be now immunocompromised. The spleen is important for fighting off encapsulated bacteria. So, I'm more susceptible to meningitis, strep pneumo, all that fun stuff. So the doctor told me no sushi for the rest of my life, no raw foods, and I was devastated. I was composed the entire doctor's appointment until that moment, and I really just screamed, "No sushi!" Um, yeah, that made me really sad. And now moving on to the gallbladder. Now, in addition to having cysts on my pancreas, they found large polyps in my gallbladder. So normally with polyps in a gallbladder, it can be most of the time benign, but the doctor said if it was gallbladder cancer, it is deadly. Gallbladder cancer is so deadly that it's better to just remove the entire gallbladder entirely, than to wait and see if it's cancer. So, it makes sense. And also, again, it's not an essential organ. Now, what sucks about removing your gallbladder is that I will not be able to tolerate fatty food anymore. So I might be on supplements like Creon or lipase. We'll see what they prescribe or they end up prescribing it. Um, Yeah, so it sucks. So already I can't eat my favorite food, sushi. I can't eat fatty foods anymore, so I can't eat my second favorite, Taco Bell. Um, and with the removal of part of my pancreas, I have a high chance of getting diabetes, and it already runs in my family, so that's great to hear. And I have to cut off sugar too. So all of this, everything going on, it's been really rough, and I just didn't really have the motivation to make videos. But now with my new diagnosis, I kind of wanted to start documenting this journey because it's so new. I don't even know how I'm going to process or go through this. There's some days where I could joke about it, some days where I just cry. Um, yeah, it's been hard, but I'm thinking of maybe documenting what my journey of, learning to eat and diet with this newfound body of mine without a pancreas, without a spleen, a gallbladder. Okay, well, a smaller pancreas, but you know what I mean. Yeah, let me know if you guys are interested. And just overall, like the recovery period, things like that. I think it'll be interesting. And then I'll still try to make pharmacy content, but honestly, I'm just gonna make content of whatever I feel like in the moment, and hopefully you still stick with me. If not, then thank you for stopping by. Bye.